So on camera, you may notice that there are some little lights flashing right here. There's infrared illuminators here and a little camera right here that keeps an eye on your face to make sure when you're using the hands-off system that you're paying attention to the road. So that's basically what that is for. So those little IR illuminators, you can't see them with your eyes, but with the camera sometimes it'll pick them up. So I really enjoy the camera system over here. Driving the vehicle in general helps out with tight parking spaces and just overall driving the vehicle safely. And the thing I noticed about it is when I started driving it, it is a big vehicle, and I don't usually drive large vehicles like this. Like this is, you know, I don't have a need for it, right? So when I started driving it, it's like, okay, it's a big vehicle and I'm driving it, and it takes a little getting used to. But then it drives so well, and it has a pretty good turning radius and fairly smooth for the size of the vehicle. You know, there's certain times in which it gives a little bit of a, you know, because of the height and everything, a little amplifies some of the bumps, you know, lateral bumps especially. But I start to just drive it like a regular car and just kind of zip around and not realize that I'm like, whoa, I need to slow down, or I need to, take into consideration that I have a much larger vehicle that I'm driving, because it handles so well. It feels good. It feels like I just want to zip around, but it's just too big to do that. I mean, you could do it, but you really don't want to, it's nimble enough to do that, but you don't want to, take chances anyway. Have a bunch of junk in the back, camera equipment and stuff. So I have it in normal drive mode, and we'll go ahead and turn on the cruise control, set it, and the lane keep assist system is in the green, so that is the hands-on system. And just take my hands off so you can see how it works. It just basically turns the steering wheel, tries to keep you in the center of the lane. And this road is kind of wide, and it's straight, it's not curvy and all that stuff. But on backcountry roads where you have a narrow road and it's very curvy, this system it struggles, and basically it'll annoy you because it's constantly beeping out of you because you get too close to the line. So I just quickly turn it off. But on straight roads, especially highways, this really helps out with just kind of cruising on the highway. It keeps you at a safe distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and you can adjust that distance there. And so yeah, highway driving, I've gotten spoiled with these type of systems where it just takes a lot of stress out of driving on highways. The only problem is you get stuck behind a slowpoke and you don't really realize it sometimes because it slows the vehicle down gradually, and then all of a sudden you're like, why am I going so slow? But yeah, it's it's so easy to just kind of zip around, even though this is a large vehicle. The acceleration is fantastic. And in the sport mode, the regular mode is fine, but when you put it in sport mode, it's amazing how the shifting and the acceleration just comes to life even more. It is quite incredible, actually. The first time I experienced the sport mode. I mean, it's not like you want to drive around in sport mode all the time, but if you need that acceleration, it's going to give you a little bit of a punch to every gear shift is going to be a little bit tighter, and but yeah, it's pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and put it in sport mode. I don't see that many cars around. Go ahead and I just want to accelerate so you can see what I'm talking about. Now I do notice a little bit of like fake engine noise coming through the speakers, but other than that, it is pretty impressive for the size of the vehicle size of the engine and all that stuff. It's able to go. It feels really good. Now, there's not a lot of people in here. It's just me. There's not a lot of cargo. I'm not towing anything. I'm not going uphill. So if I was going up a steep hill towing and then had a bunch of people in the car, maybe it'll struggle more. But yeah, it definitely will. But it's just a matter of how much. But yeah, I think a lot of people, when they see a V6, are like, V6, that's going to be underpowered, but it's actually very powerful with a twin turbo system and everything, and the transmission handles everything well, very well. And it's smooth and quiet. Like sometimes, like listen to the sound system just a little bit in the background. It drowns out any kind of outside noise, any kind of road noise, any kind of noise whatsoever. It's not much, and it just feels like I'm completely, just separated from the world and everything. But yeah, real nice. Turn that idle stop off. Go ahead and set it there. Once again, we've got a slow poke, but let's go around this person here. All right, so right now we have the green ProPILOT. So this one has the 2 levels. The first one, it depends on the road, like some roads will not have the blue ProPILOT because the ProPILOT assist system only works on certain highways and stuff. So this part of this road has doesn't have the hands-off system, but we're just up here a little ways. It's going to turn to the blue section. I'll show you that it's a full hands-off system, and it works fairly well, And this green one, the first level, works well too when the roads are nice and wide and not a lot of turns or anything. It's a relatively straight road. And the heads-up display is really well done. It's sharp, clean. It's not blurry. Everything's large enough for me to see, and it's not distracting. Adjusted it for me, and it works well. Overlays on the road perfectly, basically. All right, shortly after this light right up here is the section of the highway that will be the hands-off section. It's just not very long, but this is the one that's closest to me anyway. All right, we're still blue, and you can see it has the information down here, like it's showing other lanes. It's showing that vehicle there, vehicle in front of me. So it has information on the heads-up display and down here. All right, so it just turned blue. So now we have a hands-off system. And so I can just let go of the steering wheel, and it holds the steering wheel within the lane. It can see around the vehicle, see different vehicles. There's a vehicle coming up to my left. It's giving me the indicator for the blind spot, both on the screen, the heads-up display, and on the mirror. It's showing the vehicle pass. And this whole time, my hands are off the wheel. It sees this other vehicle coming up and passing. All right, so now this is a construction zone, so it's going to turn off the second level of the ProPILOT. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what it's like, the 2 levels there with the ProPILOT assist. It is pretty handy, definitely on highways. It'll make you spoiled. Me personally, I don't really care for the hands-off type systems, but I would probably still hold the steering wheel, but you don't really have to, So let's go ahead and change lanes. Go ahead and hit that button there, and it changes lanes for you. And we went back to the first level for some reason. Now, something I should mention, that this steering wheel has a grip sensor, so you don't have to, like some lane keep assist systems basically fight with you a little bit because it's trying to see if you're holding the steering wheel. That's the only way it can tell you're holding the steering wheel. This one, you simply just put your hand on it and it can sense your hand gripping the steering wheel. So it doesn't fight with you, and it doesn't force you to jiggle the steering wheel every few seconds, you know. So yeah, that grip sensor really helps out a lot with, you know, just not being an annoying system.